British Bears, coming to you from another land. The British Bears show another kind of fan. Bears fans all day, Bears fans all night, 365 days, 5,000 miles away. Hey, hey, hey! The British Bears, the Irish Bears, the German Bears, the Polish Bears. Wait, what? We are bears. We are bears. We are bears. The British Bears. The British Bears. Welcome to the British Bears.
Welcome to the British Bears Show. And now your hosts, C-Dub and Jason UK Bears.
Well, thank you, Waterpay, for that lovely introduction. My name is Chris Watts. This is the British Bears Show. Here is my host, Jason. How are you doing, mate?
I'm really tired. I was like you. I stayed up and watched the game live, so now I'm fading, man. It feels like someone's been pouring sand in my eyes. I'm so damn tired. I'm tired, Grandpa.
You know, I'm exactly the same. I sort of went back to bed, didn't really, for a couple hours, and then
Sleep.
I just couldn't do it. You know what I mean? And so we're both very tired, British Bears, as most of us will be when we're watching a game at 1:15 in the morning. It don't finish like 4:45. So shout out to all the British Bear fans who were up all last night, man, because it's tiring being a British Bears fan. You know what I mean? We don't get the luxury of having a Monday night game and it kicks off 8. You know what I mean? We have it at 1:15 in the morning. So this is a British Bears show giving Chicago Bears news a bit of a British accent. And as a part of the show as well, we really would like to have guests on from Britain who are Bears fans and also around the world. We don't want to cut ourselves off from the international audience. So if you fancy coming to the show, the details are at the bottom. Please get in touch, and I'd love to have you on as a guest, especially because, Jason's leaving us for a couple of weeks on his honeymoon. So, I need a little bit of company. You don't want to listen to me waffle on my own. So,
company.
Yeah, so please, if you fancy being a guest, please get in touch, and we would love to have you on because just nice to know how people got into the Bears and how, what's your favourite Bears player, and obviously we can comment on the game as well. So right then, let's rock and roll, brother. Let's crack on to the game last night. The Bears Vikings. The Bears went down 27-24. A lot of people quite pissed off this morning about that scoreline.
That's pretty mildly.
Yeah, I mean, some people I think have been slightly overreacting about it. To be honest with you, it's one game, but we'll kick off like we always do on the offense.
Mate, before we do,
thank you for the super chat, Cheesy man, and it's really nice to have you in the chat. I'm glad you turned up, man. You know what I mean? Because every second of the day, my phone seems to beep with your messages on X. So it's so lovely to have you on the show. And
thanks so much, Matty, for the super chat. That's appreciated.
I mean, we won't actually see any of that money. It'll be short of your pocket in that money, so we don't see shit.
Yeah, and Matty said about this. His comment was 12 penalties for 127 yards. We are going to get into that, man.
We're going to get into that, mate. Don't you worry.
Just to give you a bit of a spoiler, we're kind of thinking along the same lines as Lee Bruin. How many were actually penalties? We'll talk about that later. But, yeah. Thank you.
But yeah, let's start with the offense, mate. Caleb Williams, the main subject of everybody's anger, seems to me today. He went 21 out of 35 for 210 yards and 1 touchdown. He started off really well. The first drive we got a TD, which the Bears hadn't done for seems eons. So that was really cool to see. But he just seemed to unravel a bit throughout the game. The first half he was doing a lot of check downs, which is probably something what Ben Johnson's been sort of getting into his head all the way through the training camp period. And I think he did that well, but he did miss a heck of a lot of open throws, especially throws over 30 yards. Hi, Kimbuka.
Welcome, man. Good to see you.
He just started unraveling a bit. His footwork wasn't working well in the second half, but he did have a lot of pressure. I thought coming up the middle. I didn't think the offensive line played particularly well. He didn't have any sort of support with the running game, but he did miss a lot of throws what he should have made, or he didn't even see, especially the ones to DJ Mooney at the end of the game.
Matty for Cheesy again, dude.
Thank you very much.
Is another super chat, 199, man. It's just amazing. His comment: his accuracy issues are becoming very concerning, and I agree totally. Yeah,
and also as well, I see an old favourite in the chat, Brummy Bear. I hope you're doing really well, mate. I've missed you. Not being in the chat on the Barfly Tailgate show. And I hope you're doing really well, mate. And if you ever fancy being a guest on my show, you're more than more welcome. It'd be absolutely awesome. But yeah, tell me your thoughts about Caleb before I go through everything.
Exactly like you said. I mean, it was nice. So I agree with Crimson here. He says it's Crimson you dig. 0 sacks for the first 48 minutes of the game against Brian Flores' defense. I thought was pretty good. It actually was, wasn't it? I think he was kind of waiting to suss us out because he only really rushed 4 to start with, didn't he? For a little while. Right. And the noticeable difference when he brought more heat second half, he was rushing with at least 5 most of the time. So we kind of held up fairly well. But that was the first time we didn't have a single first drive touchdown all of last season. Not once. Mm-hmm. Only 3 teams did manage that, and we were one of them. So it was quite nice. It was what a start. The team came out pumped from the first kickoff. It was efficient. It started 10 of 10, which is the first time since 1978 a quarterback's opened a season with 10 completions from 10 attempts. It's a really positive start, wasn't it? It was okay. Check downs. He did miss that. That was exactly, Crimson. That's what I was going to mention. Was Rome Odunze got open on a deep post route, and Caleb just didn't see it. And I do wonder if that's anything to do with his height. If he's got 6'5" guys in front of him and down the field, I don't know. But surely he's taken the read off the safety, isn't he? And should have known that if he drops, he's got the inside of the post. Yeah, exactly. Crimson started 10 out of 10, finished 11 for 25. It's not great. Matty as well. All the bling. I kept thinking that when they did a close up on him, lined up on the offense, it's just he's got all these gold and diamonds and stuff around his neck. But
ridiculous. If they
absolutely got the money, I guess they're going to flaunt it. So it was. He did miss. He missed too many open receivers, didn't he? It's a concern for me now. I'm starting. I'm a Caleb believer. And that's what's kind of frustrating, isn't it? Is that he does things that you never see a Bears quarterback do. Like the one down the sideline, the scramble, the one in the opener, that one where he rolls out to the left, is in the air and he just launches that ball sideways. Legs apart for momentum and just zips it in the back of the end zone. He does stuff that, Brummy says Caleb's all 22 is not great. I imagine it will not be.
I can imagine, Brummy. Yeah. I can imagine.
That's why it's kind of infuriating. And to be fair, you need someone who can do the easy stuff. So, and I get the feeling that Ben Johnson isn't going to be one to. It's not his guy, is it? So he wanted to come here. He'll try his best to coach it. But I think because he knows his reputation, his job's on the line as well. I think if he starts to see a bit too much of it, we could see a change. I mean, that's a long way down the road. I'm absolutely not one of these nutters on social media saying start Bajent now and all that kind of bullshit. right? But Johnson is details driven, and he wants to succeed, and if he needs to. I mean, it happened with Bryce Young, didn't it? Last year, he was having a terrible season. They took him out, rested him, and they came back and he was improved. So you just got stuff to work on. But yeah, it's a real concern. The open plays that he missed, I think I can remember at least 4. Even one of them was on the 4th down, wasn't it? It was 4th and 2,
yeah.
Went for it, which I can see. See why you went for it, and he schemed him open. It was he came out like a bullet, and he just led him too far. So it's disappointing. So yeah, we'll choose that as King Booker. I keep hearing that Coach Jay called a bad game. Maybe I saw something different. There were a lot of passes that guys were getting open. I haven't seen that in years. Yeah, I think to me the eye test was that there were loads of players getting open. I think Johnson schemed it up pretty well. To be fair, I think if Caleb makes a lot of those throws, we've got a different game on our hands. It's just a bit crazy, isn't it? It's just disappointing.
Yeah, sorry, Jason, go on.
But saying, I think as Crimson said earlier, I think it's the D line, the O line held up fairly well. I know that Braxton, as usual, got pushed into the pocket a few times, but then they showed it. They showed it on the coverage, didn't they, on the TV? So they were showing the pocket when they graphic closing in and how quickly he was getting rid of the ball. And that's what I said before in pre-season when we talked about the left tackle competition, about that no one stood out. And I think what Johnson wants is consistency because he knows what he's got all the time. If someone's consistent at that spot, he can scheme around it, can't he? So I think, that's it. Brummy Bears, same thing, agreeing with what Booker said. But yeah. So I think this you can scheme it. So he needs consistency. The O-line were okay in places. Way too many false starts. The pre-snap penalties again. It's just not going away, is it? And again, it's something they need to work on quickly. Matty for cheesy. Jesus Christ, man. He's a legend. A $9.99 in dollars super chat. Question: if we have problems with false starts, why do you think we have so many pre-snap adjustments and trying to get D to jump? Just line up and go, for Christ's sakes. Yeah, and I think we saw it later on, didn't we? We actually got a neutral zone infraction because they said before, didn't they? They're trying to use the cadence as a weapon. So they're obviously trying to get Caleb to do that more, and for whatever reason, they're just not getting it down yet. So we either, like I say, if it's going to be a problem, then maybe we should just stop doing it for a while, keep practicing it in training until we know we've got it right. And then, Armando, we're going to come to the penalties. Believe me, my friend. Go there. So I think you've got to practice it until you get it right. So it's just, it won't go away, and it's causing us massive headaches. The pre-snap penalties. There was 4 full starts and 1 and 1 illegal shift. So so it's got to improve. That's that sort of shit. The discipline on that.
Sorry, mate. Go on.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I mean, my sort of thoughts is that he's gonna hopefully he's gonna take on what happened yesterday, Caleb, and then he's gonna sit down with the coach and he'll start seeing it, and then he just needs to trust his arm and his eyes on the long throws, if you know what I mean. Maybe he's going to head, that I've got to do with short check downs. If I don't see something straight away, I need to check it down. Because I can imagine that would have been something what Johnson would have been, trying to get him to do through a training camp. Yeah. But he did seem to be not rattled, but he seemed to be a bit bouncy in the second half. Not sort of settled. But I think, like you said, I think in the second half, the Minnesota Vikings changed their defense. They will definitely get to blitzing more. They changed the cover in their defensive backfield. And I just thought the offensive line really were pretty shocking yesterday, to be honest with you. Especially we'll go on to the running game in a minute, but I just thought even pass protection, I thought Braxton Jones didn't play too bad, but I really wasn't impressed by the
Jackson
right guard. I thought he was fucking terrible, absolutely terrible.
You let a few through, didn't he? Yeah, I noticed a couple when I tried to watch it on when we got pressure or something. I had to look at the replay, and there was a few players that made a bit of a cock up, but I noticed he did let a few let a few through. But yeah. There's a couple of things people are mentioning already. Actually, I'll attack this one now. Actually,
Go on, dude.
Crimson your digs is only once. I don't know why they had Santos kick out the back of the end zone. He should have booted it straight out of bounds. It's 5 more yards and guarantees the clock stops. Totally get it. But then someone clarified this for me. I saw it. I was going to bring this up later, but I'll do it now. I don't know if you remember last season when the Commanders were playing the Eagles and they were trying to do a tush push on the goal line. They were going to go, the Eagles were on the 1 yard line, go for a touchdown and tush push. And the Washington linebacker just kept leaping over, didn't he?
Yes, I remember that, yes.
And they gave him a warning. And this is what can happen. And the same thing applies here, right? Right, so someone, it's called Alexander Basara on X, clarified this. He said, the Vikings can elect a re-kick. If you keep doing that, if you do it once, they can elect for you to re-kick it. And then if you keep doing it, it's clearly you're doing like intentional foul play. And then the referees can punish you by giving the Vikings the ball pretty much in field goal range. So I was the same thing. I was thinking the same thing. They said, yeah, just kick the fucking thing out of bounds. Let them start at the 40 and we've got another timeout of the 2-minute warning. Mm-hmm. But his view was they should have just unsided it, tried an onside kick. Because we know that Santos' leg isn't that powerful. I mean, I've seen him put it out the end zone before, but maybe that's with the wind. I don't know. So it's a valid comment because I was thinking the same, but this is why apparently you couldn't have done that. Is because if you kept doing it, the Vikings can make you kick it again. Then the refs can pull you up for constantly doing intentional foul play and they can basically hand the ball to Vikings and their game's over. So that is why apparently, and again, that's quoted from this guy on X. So I don't kind of say 100,000% of this gospel, but that would make sense to me because of that thing that Washington and the Eagles last year when guy kept first and they said, look, we'll just award a touchdown if you carry on. So a bit like the penalty try in rugby, isn't it?
That's right,
But yeah, so that was a really good point, Crimson. I wanted to address that because I saw it earlier.
Yeah, I mean, even if they'd sort of got that right, I mean, it would have given us 40 to 50 seconds, and we had one time out, and we were hoping that RD could stop their offense, which they were struggling to do in the fourth quarter. So it was like desperation time anyway. Yeah. You know what I mean? But anything more about Caleb?
Just that really. I mean, he looked good at the first drive. There was some, checks down. Other than it's just he needs to just get better at the basics, doesn't he? It's just really frustrating, man. It's just I don't know.
He just needs to do them little things with a consistency. Do you know what I mean? Instead of relying on the big sort of superhero players, and also as well, like a lot of this was a bit of a problem for him last year. Was the long throws, and I don't know if that's like the difference between the speed from college to pro. So obviously you got receivers who are quicker, defensive backs who are quicker. So maybe he's finding that a difference. I don't know, but his long throws has been pretty non-existent, haven't they? Really.
There was that stat last season, when the end of last season, I think there was someone showed in the last 15 years for throws over 15 yards, he had like the very last ranked quarterback rating of like 468 passes. So it's just something that really needs to get worked out. Relentless Mikey is here and he says it was 3/4 of bullshit from Caleb. That's a view. Oh, okay.
that is a view, mate.
That is, yeah. You are entitled to that. That's fine. It wasn't great, was it? Yeah, it was frustrating.
It wasn't great, and but you got to think as well. I know this is no excuse because of professional players, but it was the first game of the season. It's still a new offense. Really, we all should realize that this is going to take a bit of time to all click in. It did. Goff in Detroit, it took him a bit of time to get going with the offense when Ben Johnson was still the play caller there. It didn't happen overnight, and I just think really have a bit of faith. But like you said earlier on, Jason, if you don't get any better, or if you're struggling, I haven't got an issue about the agent going in at all. To me, it's not about the individual; it's about the team. It's whoever's going to help our team win. I couldn't give a shit if it's Caleb, Bajan, me, you, my mum. You know what I mean? It's whoever gets us there does it. Oh, cheesy man, you're spoiling us.
Cheesy. He won the lottery or something. It's again,
you must
super chat.
either drunk or stoned. I know it could be the second one. Do you know what I mean?
So, final whistle.
Yeah, so we really appreciate it, Matty. I know, like I said before, it's so cool that you joined the show.
Running back, that's why it's got our attention.
Yeah, so we'll move on.
Let's talk about the running backs.
Yeah, that's what I would just literally. You just read my mind, Cheesy. Right, let's go on to the running backs. I mean, Williams were our best rusher of 6 for 58 yards, and he got his TD. Like Swifty was 17 for 53, and also he had 5 receptions for 12 yards. I thought the run offense by our offensive line was terrible. Sometimes they won't gain any push, they won't gain any drive off the ball. A lot of times when Swift were getting a handoff, there were people on him straight away. I did like how he started running. Was it late in the second quarter or the start of the third where he ran over that guy? He really sort of put his shoulder down. But I don't understand how come they didn't play the rookie more. Because he's a different style runner. He's a bit bigger. I mean, I think he caught a pass, but I really don't understand why, unless he's still injured or they don't feel confident in him yet. But I thought the rookie would have played a bit more because I think he would have been more the ideal back for the game yesterday. A bit bigger, a bit stronger, really good off the contact. But I think Swift a lot of the time didn't have much chance. People, especially in the second half when the Vikings were blitzing more, he would bang straight as he got the handoff. He had people on him straight away. But what are your thoughts, brother?
Matty, as Cheesy says, I thought we'd be able to run with the new line additions.
Yes, I did.
I thought the same. I think I can see why people are laying into Swift because he's sometimes where he seemed to almost run into the pile rather than sort of find the gap. I think maybe he just needs to take his time a little, just take that half a second extra to sort of use a bit more vision and just try and pick his gap and at least go for some daylight. A couple of times he seemed to run into the pile and then it just went nowhere. So I kind of see it. But yeah, you're right. He ran better in the second half, and then you don't know how much of that is down to the change of approach from Flores and the Vikings D. But I think he's decent. I think he's not a world beater. I know he used to, have good games against us for Detroit, didn't he? So I don't know. I agree. I think we for the money we would expect more. Like quite a few of our players. I would expect something different. I'm surprised they didn't bump up Britain, but you can only elevate 2 from the practice squad per game.
Right, yeah.
So they took Carl Jones for the linebacker for special teams, and then they also had who was the other one? It was I can't even remember now. It's gone.
Don't matter, mate. We've had no sleep.
Yeah, but it wasn't him. So Britton Brown he's the sort of battering ram running back that we saw in pre-season. He was the other one they could have brought in because they say Roschon's still out. But I would have liked to have seen more from Manungai as well.
Yeah,
the guys are bowling ball. Just do something.
I mean, like you say, it just seems like
I didn't know that Crimson. Swift got paid the same yearly salary as Derrick Henry. Holy shit!
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Good call, Crimson. I didn't know that at all.
But yeah,
I think with Swift he just needs that sort of gap built for him, just a bit of space because he's really good at sidestepping and using his pace. He's just not an in between tackle runner. I don't think that's his sort of best mode of playing really. But yeah, I really think they should have played the rookie a bit more just to change it up, to change up the style really, but especially in the second half.
We saw DJ in the backfield, didn't we?
Yeah, I was going to mention him, mate.
A few times, yeah.
3 for 8 yards. Woo! Big time.
It did. But yeah, I know. Yeah, it needs to improve, doesn't it? I think I'm just, me, I'm always trying to look for positives or potential or clutching at straws. Maybe is that maybe once the O-line gels a bit more because we didn't see Tooney. I thought Tooney was excellent actually, particularly in one moment. And this is why he's a Pro Bowler. Is that there was a particular play where he was double teaming the guard on the guy on the D tackle on the inside, but he still had his head on a swivel, and he noticed that Jones was getting beaten to the inside, and he came off his man, pushed him off, and he came and laid into that guy that Jones had, and that's what a good guard does. It's like everyone was going on about Bill Murray, wasn't it? Last year,
Yeah.
He went, put someone down, went up, looked for more work. So yeah, he was pretty good. But it's just we need to get it together, don't we? We need Dan Rochard to work his magic.
Yeah, I mean the thing as well is like another reason why we need to get the running game going is that's the whole ethos of the offense. He's pounding the ball, and then he can open up the play action, and then he can open up his playbook. It will get one dimensional last night because we just weren't running. Do you know what I mean? Like your top running back gets 53 yards. That ain't going to do it. Not in that sort of offense, if you know what I mean. Not when they're going to like 12-man sets and all that. And it just, to me, that sort of limited what Coach Johnson could call really through the game. Anything more about the running backs, mate?
No, that's it. Kind of agree. We just need to. He needs to improve. I don't think Swift will get extended. Will he? Won't be.
Is this his last year on his contract?
I don't know if it is. I think it might be. I think it is.
I think they usually go 2 years, don't they?
Someone might know in the chat. I think it might be 2 years we gave him. So this will be his second year. And I think he'll be out. We won't keep paying him that money for very little, not really enough production. So, I mean, it's good out the backfield with catches and stuff. But, yeah, it's just we need something else in there, I think. Something new.
Yeah, we need that sort of, what Detroit have got with Montgomery and Gibbs.
That was another one from Matty Facchese again. You mean to tell me Burden can't be game planned into the offensive scheme? We saw very little of him, did we? I
think did he have a carry? Did he have a carry out the backfield at one point, Burden, yesterday?
I think he had one. He had one catch. I can't remember.
Yeah, one catch as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll move on for running backs. We'll talk about the receivers. Like DJ Moore had 3 for 68. Oh man, this guy's got a really complicated surname. Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus.
Well done, mate.
Just call him Oz, all right? OZ.
OZ, yeah, we'll call him Oz. He had 7 for 42. Odunze were 9 for 37 with a TD. Komet, what a fucking catch, man, he made down the middle there in the game. Yeah. Pretty much like I think it was against either Atlanta or the Saints the other year when he made a very similar catch where he spun around and caught it with one ball.
Was it the Falcons? Yeah, one-handed grab. That was excellent catch. And to keep it off the ground when he went down to sort of cradle that ball, brilliant catch.
That were an awesome catch. And then Loveland had 2 for 12. They didn't really sort of seem to scheme him very much into the offense. I thought he might have got a bit of a better look, you know what I mean?
Matty Facchese says, they got one carry out the backfield.
Oh, you got one Burden?
He had a really good kickoff return, didn't he, as well?
Yeah, he did.
And also, Matty's helping you out the pronunciation here. Look, there you go.
Zacchaeus. Thank you very much, Kristen. BD Yorkshireman, that's quite hard to say for some strange reason. With my accent.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about the receiving core from last night?
Yeah, just from what you saw of them, they seem to run their routes pretty well. They got schemed open plenty of times. I'd say we just need our quarterback to bloody hit him with the ball. So yeah, nothing really to add. I think it's just I totally agree with that on King Booker World. It's now we've got to hear how JJ is league ready when he's sucked for 52 minutes. Exactly. He was the end story, isn't it? The new darling of the media. Yeah. But the receivers, I think we didn't really have much to say. I think they just did, played well. Another great sideline catch from Odunze. Again, that one, Caleb scrambled out to the right, laced it down the sideline, and again, body awareness, body control, got his toe taps in. Great catch.
It gets to robability as well. I think it was quite a lot of game where Caleb rolled out and he just placed it perfectly between two defenders, but it was quite high. You just couldn't quite grab it.
That's right.
But that wasn't like an everyday catch by any means. but it was still a great. That's I know you think about Caleb, innit? He can make them amazing throws, but he can't just do like a simple, screen pass or anything like that.
A 5 yard in, like a 5 yard slant. Just like
you just think, God, what are you, mate? But yeah, what are you, man? So what I thought saw the receivers were in the patterns well, but yeah, unless they get the ball given to them, they can't do much, can they? Really?
We had so many 3 and outs. We didn't have any extended drives that would make give them opportunities to get the ball in their hands. So
and I think sorry, Jason. And I think as well with the penalties as well, we were sort of getting behind the chains, especially with the false starts, the pre-start penalties. And when you get into 2nd and 20, 3rd and look at you on the pop.
Half time. 30 minutes is half time and going for refreshments.
I'm only on the Ribena.
I finished my Ribena. Now I'm on to the ale.
You're not the toxic stuff.
Help me sleep.
So we'll move on to the defense, man.
Okay. Oh, hang on. I got that. There you go. Look at that. Seamless.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
Look, you read my mind, but we're getting like a married couple here.
Whoa. Sweet child of mine. Let's not go there.
I'm on about in a manly handshake mating way.
Not pillows, way.
And there's nothing wrong with that. As I say on Seinfeld. But yeah, let's move on to the D. Let's move on to the D, man. We didn't get enough pressure on the quarterback. We got 2 sacks. One was by Dexter, and the other one was by. This is another great surname. Passagonyan?
Passano.
I'm so glad you're on the show because nobody would understand the fuck what I'm saying. What were your thoughts about the defense?
Brummy Bear has called him out already. Dio.
Pretty
good game. Saul had a good game, but he got roasted on that touchdown to Jones. But it's a bit unfair. They schemed it well in that situation because they had the tight end and the running back coming out, and he had to pick him up. I think people are blaming Brisker for not coming down on that earlier, but he kind of just got schemed out of there. Passigno, the guys are brilliant, aren't they? Helping us out with the pronunciations. But he had a sack, didn't he? Passigno had a sack. Deo didn't have. Did Deo have one? He did. Yeah, he was excellent. Yeah. Matty agreed. The backup corners. I mean, at one point, I think we were like 4th, 5th, and 6th or 7th cornerbacks in the game. They stood up to it pretty well. I think who put it in there earlier. There it is, Crimson again. Aaron Jones held under 25 rushing yards, and JJ, the second JJ Jefferson held under 50 receiving yards. That's impressive. Yeah, in some ways they did pretty well. It's just that last quarter, man. Gee whiz. I was pumped. The first half, Jesus Christ, it was just they were all over him, weren't they? They had McCarthy rattled. They were getting pressure. I thought they were doing good. They were doing great. Yes. And Booker says about the holding calls. Gee whiz, there was one definitely. I think it was the tight end Oliver. It might have been Dexter. He was coming through because it was one of the big runs in the second half. I think one of Mason's big runs. And of course, the commentators just going on about how great they did and made the hole. But they made the hole by holding the flicking D lineman who was coming through. And I think this is what. Again, you don't want to. It happens all the time. There are calls not made. You could have probably a holding call every single snap. But it just gets frustrating when you think there's the guy. And they show the replay, and there's the guy on the replay behind the line. The hole is there, and there's their tight end just literally got his arm around him like that as he's coming through, and it's just like it just frustrates you, doesn't it? When you think, come on, man.
And what else as well?
They're important, and I think we'll talk about it in a bit as well with the penalties because there's a whole series of things that people are picking up on, depending on your view of who you want to blame. But the penalties can be really critical at certain points, and they make a difference, don't they? So, we'll talk about that and in the round later on to sum up. But they looked okay. Yeah, D-line looked hungry and aggressive. Dave, Bears UK, good to see you.
Hi, Dave, mate. Hope you do well.
They did, and you saw the DA effect because he was the lineup. They'd have like 7 of them up against on the line, trying to give them different looks. It was okay. I thought it's just that sort of collapse at the end. But the problem is the second half we were just 3 and out on offense. So I know that people say, well, the time of possession, we won the time of possession battle, so we shouldn't have been gassed. But if within the half, if you're just out there, you're getting three snaps of rest and you're back out, man. It's just like it's gonna take its toll on you, Yeah,
I think as well that one of the main hindrances for our defense was obviously the injuries we had.
Yeah, massive.
TJ Edwards were out, Jalen Johnson were out, Kyler Gordon were out. So you imagine how much better that defense would have been if we had them 3 players playing. And we know, especially with Kyler Gordon and TJ Edwards, because Kyler Gordon is just awesome.
I love it. The Relentless Mikey says, if Jason gets angry at the Bears, I suspect he'll go off like Gordon Ramsay. yeah, not far off, mate. I keep it all pretty positive. But occasionally I'll let rip, but no, I try not to. It's just, what was it? I think it was it might have been. I'm going to get all spiritual on your ass now. Look, I think it might have been the Buddha. It's quoted as the Buddha has said that to harbor anger and hate is like swallowing poison and expecting someone else to die. So I try not to, be like that. But I do. Yeah, I have a bit of a fire in my belly. Sometimes it all comes out. But
there's nothing worse than living on negative energy. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Because it just gnaws at your soul. But you think about what it would have been like if we had them 3 players playing. I think that would have made a massive.
Sorry, that's where I was going with that. Yeah, exactly. I think the nickel position, especially in Dennis Allen's defense, is so important that I think we'll look different with Gordon in there.
Totally.
That was deep as shit.
We're deep, man. We're deep over here, bro.
Yeah, you get it all here, man. This is
it's not just football. We talk spirituality, life, whatever you want, mate.
Yeah, God bless you all.
Yeah. Well, next time we'll see is we'll both be meditating when you come onto the screen.
Brilliant. But so I think we missed Edwards and we missed Gordon, and we missed JJ, but I think we kind of managed. We kind of kept a lid on it because when I heard like you Johnson and Bajan, I've seen it in the comments that Johnson and Gordon were both out. It was desperate. I thought, oh no, they're going to tear us apart. But actually, we actually kept a lid on it in that respect. It could have been far worse. I think if it was last year, Darnold would have just taken this apart.
Yeah. And you think about Ados as well, right? Got his interception as well, which were a great return. And he was on the practice squad for the Vikings last year. So I don't think he's that. And he hadn't played many NFL games as a starter. So that were awesome. I know he got a bit nicked up near the end.
Yeah.
To me, Sweat pretty much non-existent apart from when he batted that pass down near the end of the game and they were going for a touchdown. I just feel like we just still didn't get enough pressure on him. We did sort of at the end of the first half on their QB, but then it seemed to sort of subside throughout the second half and they got their running game going. And that's when we really started. You could feel the momentum changing. And that we started, looking a bit like out of gas or out of ideas about stopping their running game. And obviously that helps the QB, takes pressure off him. I'm just a bit sort of disappointed with Sweat as usual. I don't know if he gets, double teamed a lot, but man, apart from that knockdown, really, I didn't really see much in him, really. Anything more about the D, brother?
I thought Sewell was okay. Nation Wright, someone said, was it Matty's saying, because Shorty was asking what happened to Nation Wright? Anyone know his injury? He looked quite bad at start with. I thought,
He did, yes.
Because he thought maybe it was like when people do that sort of thing, when it's no contact, chasing something down, they do a turn, they suddenly think, you fear like a ligament, don't you? But it turned out, as Matty says, it was cramp. Because as Lee says, he came back in. Yeah. So I was surprised. I didn't know. But did they cart him off? Did they take him?
No, but they cart him off. He walked. He walked.
No, he played pretty well. He had his pick 6, didn't he? Just that pass interference call, which is he's got to get his head round really for that, I think. So that would be better if you have more of a chance of not getting called. But I think if you're running into him, it's the old classic: drop the pass, behind the receiver and let him stop and let the guy just run into him. You're like, oh no, look, there's PI. Just classic, isn't it? But He did play pretty well. I say he played pretty well for what we were fearing from having JJ out. So on the whole, I think they just caved at the end because of the pressure.
Yeah. What do you think about the defensive scheme, Jason?
It was all right. It just seemed to. I was pleased. I think it was definitely way better than that soft zone shit we had like last seseason. That was was awful. You could just dink and dunk your way down the field in 5, 10, 15 plays. So I liked it. I think we'll see. I think we'll see more as we get better players back. I think Nickel will be involved more. I think Gordon will be involved more. But we'll see. I mean, it was. I think it was early days. I think you get a lot of stuff. In week 1 is a bit mad, isn't it? I always think you want to come out of it with no injuries, and if you can get a win, great. You want to have a win, no injuries, and we're good, and we move on because mad shit happens in week 1. It's not the time to overreact either way. And by the way, I've seen a couple of questions in the comments about the offense. We'll come back. I've marked them, and I'll come back at the end.
Definitely, mate. Definitely.
Just to let you, the guys, you put the comments in there. I'll come back to them after.
Yeah, we'll get back to them at the end of the show.
I thought it was okay. Matty, I was coming back to this. I told you, he's given us another bloody super chat. Matty for cheesy, dude. Thanks, man, for your support of the channel. I know Shorty and the guys will massively appreciate it. But that's one of the questions I was going to come to later. I just started it for later, but as you've done that, I've got to talk about it now. But he says, okay, I'm not that guy, but if we don't see improvement by the bye week, do you try Bajan out? Aldo and I were talking about it, and we think maybe you do. I think we said a similar thing, didn't we? I think I mentioned it earlier. Yeah, so I don't think Johnson is the kind of guy that just puts up with things not going well and hopes that they just get better on their own, like the previous coach did. He will act on it. He will not. He doesn't let things slide. I can see a situation where if Caleb keeps missing open passes, missing open receivers, then they might decide you just need to work on this. So they'll take him out and give Bajan a start because Bajan looked pretty bloody good in pre-season, didn't he? In his appearances.
Yeah, and also as well.
This third string, third string, but it doesn't matter. He ran the offense, and that's what we want. And he will just want to be effective because all that matters is winning games. So I can see that they'll get him in if Caleb doesn't improve. So it's a fair point, Matt, and I kind of think it could happen. I do think it could happen.
I mean, he'll get a lot of praise as well from the head coach, for how he performed in the training camp as well. Bajan did, and also they must have felt, really happy with him because obviously they gave him that $10 million 2-year contract. Yeah. And like I said at the start of the show, to me, it's all about the team. I don't care about individuals. Whoever's best at that moment in time, play him. I don't care if it's Caleb, Bajan, me, you. If whoever wins, because at the end of the day, you play a game to win. That's how I've always played sport, especially it's professional sport when people's, money is on the line, their income, it sets at a higher tone. And like you said, Jason, it's going to affect his job as well, Ben Johnson's future job, or how he goes as coach. And if he just carries on with Caleb and he keeps struggling. But like we also said, it is one game. It's the first game of the season.
And you're seeing, if I can just go on to because there's two really good comments here. One from Shorty. Shorty says, I love Caleb, but I don't know. I don't think you give up on him that quick. He's still a young player learning a new offense. That is the argument. That is the argument for that side is like you need him to, get better in the games. But I think the other reaction is also Brommy Bear, which again is a really good comment that kind of agrees. They don't know, not the time to overreact. However, if you do not have concerns over Caleb, then you're burying your head in the sand. I totally agree. I'm a massive supporter. I think he's got a talent that we've never seen, but he has to make those throws. And I don't think Johnson will put up with it. It is an obvious flaw that needs correcting. I totally agree, Brommy Bear. It is something that has to be sorted out because it's a different game. We had 4th and 2 who went for it. Booker says. Support the jersey end of the day.
Exactly, Booker. That's what I do.
Yeah. And then, Mikey's also joining in. He says, remember, Bajan does not have a big arm. He's not throwing it 40 yards. Agreed. He hasn't got the power, but if you can just move the ball down the field 10, 15, 20 yards at a time, just get the ball into the hands of your playmakers. Look at OZ's. I said OZ, damn it, OZ. Look at Zacchaeus' touchdown in the preseason. It was a slant. They did the pick on him, and they just run after catch. Yards after catch matters. So just get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. Dave Bears UK too says Jim McMahon was in the stadium last night. Should have got him on the pitch.
Oh, man, that would have been awesome if they got hold of Jimmy about 40 years ago. So that would have been
Richard
awesome.
Dent on the other side of Sweat, or the other side of Daya,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah. But yeah, it needs to be fixed. It's got to be fixed. We can't, it's glaring. It's glaring. That's the problem. I believe he's got talent. He's definitely got talent. And he's just got to produce it, And like I say, yeah, I can go either way. Same. I trust Ben Johnson to what he sees in training and what he thinks he can work with. And if he just thinks, I know Bajan isn't going to sling it 50 yards down the field. And the minute Caleb can't hit a player 50 yards down the field either. So yeah, exactly. Yes, but we're not. Yes, that's. Yeah, sorry. Next comment is the same thing. We're saying the same thing, Matty. So if you can just move the ball, get it in the hands of your playmakers, you'll just do what's required. And again, I don't think. Caleb needs to get out of Caleb's way. I think I mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, good point.
Like Young at the Panthers last year, he was having a terrible time. They took him out. Worked on him, gave him some training, tried to sort him out. And then you just got to work on it. Take him out if that's what he needs. If he needs a rest, just to give him a rest, get working on him, and correct the faults because it's obvious it needs to be sorted out. So, that's my view, and it will happen, I think. So
yeah, I do because obviously it's all about the team winning. And it's about putting the team in the best position in all positions of the game. So it's like Kimbuka said. I just I support whoever's who's got the shirt on. Who's playing QB. I don't care. I don't care if it's Bajan or Caleb. Whoever's going to be best for the team and plays the best, and that's how it should be. Do you know what I mean? So should we move on to the special teams?
I think so. Yeah, we could do that. Go on. Why not?
It ought to be a short one because there's not really much. I thought Santos missed that field goal, and straight after he missed that field goal, that's when you could feel the momentum changing the game.
Yeah,
it was straight after that, and you can see like Minnesota got the tails up, and also as well, that kickoff where he didn't kick it through the end zone. But I thought some of the kick coverage were pretty poor on kickoffs. Yeah, more like special needs, wasn't it, mate? More like special needs. But I think Hightower really could. I'm not saying he's on the hot seat, but they haven't been performing well throughout the pre-season. I don't think they were particularly that good last night. What do you reckon?
Yeah, agreed. It matters, doesn't it? All three phases. So, yeah, Matty, I know. The problem is they won't let it go, will they? They won't. Another QB in Kelly Williams draft class beat him. It's just the media is going to just make it. It just makes it worse, doesn't it? Because of all that attention, it just piles it on. So, winning sorts the problems out, doesn't it? So, I think it's one game we kind of have to trust our coaching staff. And just let them get to work. It's week one. Yep. It was shit. It was awful collapse. But it wasn't quite as bad as the Bills Ravens, was it? But that doesn't make any difference to us. We're 0-1. So there's some issues that need sorting out for sure. Yeah. So special teams, a couple of good returns. I think Duvernay did quite well with his returns. Burden had a good one, but the kicking up. This Kairos conversation. His accuracy is brilliant. And in a place like Soldier Field, with the wind coming off the lake, is absolutely top draw in accuracy. He hasn't got a booming leg. He's not going to hit 60-yarders. Yeah. He's hit one from 57 in the preseason, so he might need the conditions. Again, it depends on the wind coming through the stadium. And that was the problem with the kickoff, wasn't it? It was the power of his leg. Right. We wanted him to just put it above, right out the end zone, not even above the head of the returner. So he just cannot get a chance to return it because he knew as soon as he dropped in his hands, he was bring it out, isn't he? Obviously. Mm-hmm. But then, like I said, some have said about putting it out into the sidelines, but we covered that earlier. You can get called for that. If you keep doing it, you'll just get penalised, and then they'll get the ball back in a good field position. So, and the one he did miss, it wasn't the length, the distance, was it? It was actually
it was a direction. Yes,
went off to the right. I think there was something wrong with that because it just went off and then it just started curling off, didn't it?
Yeah.
But so that was awful, wasn't it? Deferring the second half and then 3 and out. Oh, it's just because you're full of hope, aren't you? It's so and right because of our season going, yes, this is going to be great, and you go, oh bollocks,
Yeah.
and then it just.
Should we move on to the coaching? Because I think there's quite a lot to talk about regarding the coaching.
Do you? Okay, yes. I haven't got it on my notes, but let's have it. Let's do it. Go ahead.
Let's freestyle, man. Let's freestyle.
Let's roll with it. Yeah, I haven't got a coaching background here, but we'll just take it off.
Oh no, don't mind, mate. Don't mind. It would have sort of, what I've been sort of picking up, watching things today, really.
Yeah.
What were your sort of overall thoughts about?
Geez, sorry, mate. Matty's doing it again. It's like he's just.
I know.
Get on the show, man. Another super chat, 199 super chat. Last night was a little too familiar. You're exactly right. Yet another game where we were over 90% likely to win, according to the old predictive AI thing. And we lost. So, and I do have a stat relating to that in the segment that we like to refer to later, which is the reason why everyone comes here. I know it. So, yeah.
Nobody wants to listen to me, a short middle-aged Yorkshireman. Do you know what I mean? A dim-witted English guy. But, the coaching, I thought, I don't know. I think Ben Johnson, there seemed to be a lot of horizontal players what I didn't particularly like, what never came off, sort of getting killed to throw horizontal to a back or a receiver. I wasn't really impressed with like the running calls and also not using the rookie as much. And also as well, the big one was regarding the challenge what he made, which got overturned and we lost the timeout. There were no way he should have challenged that. That was like
silly. Yeah, that was a silly challenge.
But yeah, what were your thoughts about the overall coaching by Johnson?
The other question, of course, was whether he could have kicked a field goal on that fourth and three.
That's what I was going to bring up, man. That's what I forgot. Brought up.
We've got it between us, mate. We're all there.
We'll get there somehow. But yeah, I mean that fucked us, didn't it? Basically,
there was a lot of things that fucked us. It's the Swiss cheese thing, isn't it? It's not just one thing. But the problem is, like I said earlier, people will choose. Mikey, I agree. Well, I thought we might see more of the tight ends, but that's the thing.
Yeah,
the problem we're going to have is there's so many mouths to feed on the offense, isn't there? So maybe we'll mix and match it as we.
But what he said, though, but what he said in his press conference, Ben Johnson, was that the scheme, what they were going to use that game, wasn't going to have that much tight end passing downfield anyway. So that probably meant that he probably wanted to keep them in as blockers rather than having them released downfield. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it sucked for Ben Johnson, isn't it? Really, his first proper home season game comes out of a loss to a division rival. We were 17-6 up in the third quarter, and it just feel. I think it was straight after that missed field goal by Santos. I just went to myself, "We've lost this game." And I could feel the momentum. Changing. It's like I said, once they got the running game going at the Vikings, and then JJ were getting a bit more time, getting his confidence going, then I thought, we're going to struggle in this game to finish it off. Anything more you want to add to regarding the game, mate?
Just that bit about. We said about us. The main things were the sort of only any other business I had listed was like defense. We mentioned it was the penalties, wasn't it? The bloody penalties. I mean,
It's
just shocking. I mean, some of it totally was our fault. Armando, I agree with that. I know made a note of that. There was one of them they put commit on Jonathan Greenard, and he couldn't contain him. And then Caleb saw it coming, stepped up and rolled out. So I'm not a big fan of putting tight ends on other teams' elite pass rushers. I'm not a fan of that. That wasn't great. That was a bad scheme, I thought. But the penalties, we need to clean up the pre-snap penalties. That was terrible. It's a problem we've had in pre-season. We thought we cleaned it up. Excuse me, I'm got in the cast now.
A bit of windy pops.
I know. Yeah, cheers. So we need to sort that out. But the other ones were there was like 4 ridiculous calls against us.
Oh, terrible.
The fucking holding penalty on the offensive line, whether it was right or someone said it might have been Jackson, neither of those were, that was just, I didn't see it. I didn't see the ridiculous,
penalty.
Absolutely ridiculous. It was not a hold, and the commentator said it as well. It's bad because they would always stand up for him, like the illegal hands to the face they called on Dio.
Yes.
Which again, the commentators basically made an excuse as to why they might have called it. They said, there's nothing wrong with that. It's like his hand was here, and there's the last movement, and the guy's head went back. So, and it's just like, that was weak. Again, same with the roughing the passer call. I mean, yeah, you can moan about them all the time, but the thing is, they came at key times, didn't they? That one gave them a first down that led to a touchdown. The pass interference was utter bullshit. That was just fucking.
I mean,
ridiculous.
the guy fell over, basically stumbled. To the back of him. That's all. That's all.
Because he wasn't in any chance or any way anywhere near catching the ball. That wasn't, it wasn't. The ball wasn't there to be caught. He was not interfering with the pass catcher's ability to get that ball. The guy slipped. He ran into the back of him because he sort of got up, and it was, roughing the passer was utter bullshit. He hit him low down, and he didn't put his weight on him. And then, just fucking that's just the pass interference would drive me crazy. That was just utterly unbelievable. So
I mean, it would just like that penalty, especially on the offense, it would just kill our drives. Because you just can't get any rhythm when you try to go second and 20, third and whatever. It just kills, because obviously then it limits what the coach can call in the offense when you're always behind the chains all the time. Yeah. So the penalties really do need sorting out.
And the defense know what's coming. If you're into a passing situation, if you're second and 20, second and 30 or third and 30 was it? I think one of them. It's like what's coming. It's like it's obvious. You're not going to.
It's either going to be a pass play or a draw play. That's how they usually sort of seem to do it, don't they? When it comes to the offense and that. But you're right. So, anything more about the game, or shall we move on to obviously everybody's favourite part of the show?
I know. Bear with me. Look, we're 56 minutes in, man. This is like we're only halfway. This is crazy. We'll have to speed it up. We don't need to speed it up. We've got all the time in the world, mate. You're right. Seems to be doing all right, considering we've had very little sleep. Where are we? Right. So you know what you're here for.
Right. I'll just say every week, Jason brings it with his stat bomb. You walk away with a different idea about the game and maybe life as well. I don't know. It's that deep sometimes. But Jason, fire away with your stat bomb, brother.
Well, actually, you've built it up. I've not really got much this week because the game was only.
Oh, for fuck's sake, mate!
The game was only 17 hours ago. Give me a chance. I mean, I could have done that with something else, I suppose. But there's a little bit about Detroit I could mention. But there's two. I want to leave you. There's two things here, right? One of them someone said in the chat about it gives us sort of flashbacks. Too familiar. That was fanatic for cheesy. It was too familiar. Some of it, right? So and you're right, it was. And there's two reasons for that. One reason for that, which is this, right? Which is I'm going to give you a negative and a positive. So the first stat bomb. For fuck's sake, Jason. Sorry, I'm letting you all down. I'm so sorry. I'll do better next week. Oh no, I'm not here. Anyway, right. So this is from CBS Sports, right? And you're going to love this one. This is a real bear stat.
Go on.
Only in the last 10 years, there's only two coaches that have lost their head coaching debut game after leading by double digits in the fourth quarter. Obviously, one of them was Ben Johnson this week. Do you know who the other one was?
Eberfluss?
It was Matt Nagy.
Nagy.
Against it was the Packers, wasn't it? Yeah. So they are the only two head coaches in the last 10 years. Yeah, Booker's got it.
Well done, Booker.
Yeah, the only two coaches in the last 10 years that lost their head coach debut after being double-digit in the lead in the fourth quarter. So, yeah, blood bugger is my response to that. And then, slightly on a more positive note, I'm going to give you this one, which is, again, it's a very small sample size, but you know me, I'm always looking for a silver lining.
Yeah.
And this is from Daniel Colton on X, which says that here is the one positive to take out of last night regarding Caleb Williams. He had a 10% pressure to sack rate, right? And whilst his accuracy and field vision must improve, clearly, this was much better than the 2024's 28.2%. So basically, when he got pressured last year, 28.2% of those pressures turned into a sack. Last night, it was a 10% sack rate. So only 10% of the pressures turned into a sack. So there was a big improvement. Big improvement in the pressure to sack rate. So there's something positive to hang on to. And that's all I've got for you this week. I'm tired.
You know what, Jason? I'm slightly disappointed because you're going on holiday, so we're not going to have a Jason stat bomb for a couple of weeks. And that was the best you could come up with. because we're not going to have a what stat bomb because I don't do shit like that.
I did say that I might send one in. I said I'll send one in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, watch his space. I won't leave you. I won't leave you in the lurch. I know how much people love it, but yeah, that's your lot for this week.
That's awesome, mate.
Romy Bear says, "Hey Jason, can you predict how many delay we'll have on Sunday at Ford Field?" I'm not a clairvoyant.
No, hopefully not too many. So, do you want to move on? We'll move on to the.
Yes, Matty, I am reaching.
Yeah, we are reaching, mate. Yeah. It's desperation, isn't it, already after week one? Let's move on to the Lions game next week.
Right.
I watched the Lions and Packers game, which it's a bit hard to do when you're a Bears fan, especially when it's at Lambeau Field and every commentator sucks their cock. But I thought the Lions really, really regressed. Really do. Their offensive line, which was their strength last year, looked quite tepid. Jared Goff, he was 31 for 39 for 225 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. They couldn't get the running game going at all. Montgomery got 11 for 25 and Gibbs was 9 for 19. So they really regressed on the offensive line of their running game, which was the main part of their offense last year. I mean, the receiving stats, Laporte League was 679, St. Brown 645, and I think the guy called Tesla. He won for, I can't remember my own, right? And he won 113 for the TD. So I feel like their offense has definitely took a step back without Ben Johnson leading the way for them. The schemes didn't look as dramatic as what he was bringing. Goff looks really ordinary. And I think it was their offensive line were probably the worst I'd seen their offensive line play in a couple of years. They were not getting any push on the running game and the pass protection were pretty inadequate. On the defense, they didn't get any sacks at all. Their defense, they got no pressure on Jordan Love. You have time just to sit there and get throw to his wide receivers. So I think definitely they've took a step back. I think the brain drain is a real thing. What's happened to him with their defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator going? I think Campbell, as we were talking before the show, is a rah-rah culture guy. That's how I see him. I don't see him as a technical guy at all. And I think that they took a massive step back. I don't see them being as strong. I think they'll go over 500, but I don't think they're going to be like the one last year at all.
No, you're right. Yeah, totally. I think we expected it to have an effect. I know there was, again, it's one of those things you have to wait and see, don't you? There was a lot of sort of hopium from the Lions fans, like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Campbell's the leader, yada, yada, yada. Like you said, he's the guy that just sets the tone. Steve Mee is in the house. Welcome.
Hey, all right, Steve. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, King Booker, we're talking about that. Definitely, if he can hit those throws, we'll be fine. But yeah, you expected they might have suffered a regression, but I didn't kind of expect it to be that bad. They, like you say, the coaching matters, man. And yeah, for a team that like heavy play action, smashing the run game with those, Sonic and Knuckles, as they call them, 1-2 punch, like you said, 19 yards and 25 yards, 46 yards total rushing on the day. That's appalling for them. That is a massive step backwards. And it's come because of their interior O-line.
Yeah.
I think we chatted before, didn't we? They obviously, Frank Ragnall, the Pro Bowl center, retired. Noticed they moved Graham Glasgow from guard to center to fill in that spot. So now they've got Mahogany on one side as guard. He was like a rookie from last year, so he's in year 2. Didn't play a lot last year. And then the Ratledge is the rookie, I think it was left guard. Mm-hmm. So their interior O-line, has got taken a massive step backwards. And considering they base their game, heavy run game, play action is what they were doing before.
Yeah.
Which is obviously Ben Johnson's scheme, but we don't know if they changes something. But yeah, it's the first time offensive coordinator there, isn't it? Is it Morton, Steve Morton? I think so.
Yeah, I know it's definitely his first time calling plays. But also as well, Goff's are the most mobile of quarterbacks anyway. Do you know what I mean? So if they're not getting the protection, especially at the middle of their offensive line, then
and there's my backup stat bomb is that over the past 4 years, Jared Goff is number 1 in the NFL in QB rating when unpressured. So
I could believe that. Yeah,
let him stand there, he'll pick his passes. But then when he goes, his QB rating when he is pressured is 28th in the NFL. So therein lies the key to the game. So we need to expose that interior offensive line, get some pressure through the middle of the pocket, and make them uncomfortable. But then I believe we said that about yesterday. So
what we did do, we did say that last week regarding yesterday's game.
Again, I'm agreeing with some of the guys in the chat here. Matty said it, Brummy Bear said it.
Certainly Brummy Bear.
Absolutely not. These are the games that we talk about it over here in the soccer. They mention it all the time. That a wounded animal is dangerous. So a team that's just been beaten, badly, will be working on making it right again. They will not want to go 0-2 in their own backyard. It's a revenge game for their coaching staff. So they'll be up for it. So we need to be on it. Their 3.8 yards per play on offense was the lowest since 2021. So basically, just before Ben Johnson became their offensive coordinator. So that's how bad they were. Gibbs was actually their leading receiver in terms of catches. He had 10 receptions, but only 31 yards, which is the fewest yards by a player with 10 catches in a game since the 1970 merger of the NFL-AFL. So that's a
stat. That is.
See?
That stat.
So judging me early, I always bring something.
bring the best to last, mate. I like it.
But so like I said, their defense was not particularly great. No. 0 sacks, 0 takeaways. They only got 2 QB hits all game. Didn't get any pressure even with their pass rush. So Hutchinson had 1 QB hit, and Al-Qadim Mohammed. Remember him? He was on the Bears last year or year before.
I think so. Yeah, a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he got the other one, so he's over there now. Their defense held Josh Jacobs to 66 yards on the ground, though. He did get a touchdown, but it held him to 66 yards, so it wasn't all bad. In terms of their run defense, they held Green Bay to 3.1 yards per rushing attempt, when the average for this season so far for all the games has been 4.2. So they kind of kept their running game quiet, and they managed 288 yards of total offense, Green Bay. So it's not terrible, but it's certainly not like they were last year.
No.
So, agreed. It's just kind of like we need to sort of take advantage. They'll be hurting from that for sure, and they'll want to make a statement the same as we will. So it's going to be, squeaky bum time.
It will be, mate, and that comes to a section of the show, which even this week I'm sort of struggling and dreading a little bit, is score predictions. I haven't really thought about this, and I should have done really because we're doing a show, and it just sort of come to me. I think it's going to be quite a low-scoring game. I think the Bears. I just want them to win it so bad because it's Ben Johnson going back to the Lions, and we could just do with that lift. I'm going to go Bears 14, the Lions 10.
Oh, really? Yes.
Yeah.
I don't do this. I'm not. I'm relentless, Mikey. That's that expression not made it across the pond, Mikey. Squeaky bum time.
Squeaky bum time.
Yeah. It's a popular expression here. I think it was coined by Alex Ferguson, wasn't it? The old Manchester United manager.
I think so, yeah.
Basically, when you start to get a bit nervy and you get, a bit,
and it starts clenching.
Yeah, exactly. And your little tea towel holder is.
Your finger starts going like this.
Yeah, exactly. So your bum starts squeaking like, I wouldn't say shitting yourself, but you're getting that way, right?
Yeah,
that's where we're going with that. So it's, Matty's right. I mean, Matty and Brummy are both sort of, preaching caution here, and I agree. It's week 1. No one is who they think we are, which is right. Which means everyone needs to stop losing their shit about the Bears because we're not who we think they are either.
We're not the end product. We're not the end product. No, do you know what I mean? This offense isn't what it's going to be like, hopefully, after 4 games or 5 games or 6 games. It's a brand new offense. It's a really complicated offense. Yeah. And things have just got to mesh. Do you know what I mean? You've got to think about players that actually play that much sort of game time, really, especially coming up through the pre-season. So we just got to be a little bit patient. Do you know what I mean? And which is hard in this world because people just want things instant. Things don't always work that way. You know what I mean? But I think. Anyway, you haven't given me a scoreline yet.
I'm trying to deflect. I hate it. I'm a fan. I'm not a pundit. I don't sit here thinking I know football. I just want the Bears to win, and I just do my thing here. So I know that on our pre-season.
When you're on this show, you're a pundit. So give me a score. Give me a score.
No one knows. No one gives a shit what I think.
Give me a score, Jason.
Right.
Please.
20 points to 17, Bears.
There we go.
Yeah. So yeah, but I think you're right, and it's Relentless Mikey is the same. It's like completing passes is not a new concept. Caleb must do better. Absolutely. I agree with that, Mike. You can't deny it and stick your head in the sand as much as you want anyone to succeed. An NFL quarterback needs to make those passes, and the game would have been totally different. It totally would have been different. So. I don't think Johnson will put up with it.
Yeah, and you imagine like today, Johnson will have him sat down and be going through all the plays and all the throws and misses. So it's not like he's not going to know it. Well done, mate. All in one show. Good lad. Daddy Wood. Next show we do together, man. We'll do a down in one of a pint.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not here, am I? So I'll do it. I'll have one for you. I'll have a cocktail on the beach.
When you get back from your holiday.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So here you go. Dave Bears UK says, for a boost to everyone connected to the Bears, we need a nice win to settle this down.
Yes.
7-0.
Yeah.
I'll take a shot out.
Great shout, Dave. So did you say you had some questions saved up?
I did. Let's see what we got in here. We talked about Matty for Cheesy. One of his many super chats talked about penalties. 12 penalties. Pre-snap penalties have got to stop. We got some really shitty calls, and that's all I want to say about that anymore. Screw that rubbish. Accuracy issues are becoming very concerning. Absolutely right. And again, I don't think it'll persist because Ben Johnson won't allow it. So we may see Bajan after the bye if it carries on, but we've got to have faith in the coaches and the process. So. It's week 1. It's not time to lose your fucking mind about anything, positive or negative. I remember last year, everyone was counting the Saints as Super Bowl champions because they scored 90 points in the first 2 weeks and then lost 10 straight.
And you got to think about other teams that lost as well last week, and were the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs. And they're like, great teams, and they're odds-on favourite to get to the Super Bowl. So please, just people be a little bit patient, man. And I know it was a disappointment. We're all excited because it's the new season. We're all excited to see what Ben Johnson can do as a coach and how Caleb progression. But just have a little bit of patience and don't just join the negativity because it doesn't work for anybody.
Which is a lovely segue into Crimson's comment, which said, "Don't worry, it's going to be a fun season if you let yourself enjoy it. Football's back. If you really hate it, if it upsets you, else. It's like this is the Bears, man. You give yourself a fucking heart attack just worrying about it. It's not like we don't give a shit. It's not to downplay. People care, man. People spend a lot of money going to these games and all the rest of it.
We're not being flippant.
No, exactly. But the thing is, it's sport. You can't control it, and it's the ride, isn't it? You can't. You can't let it ruin your life, man. That's all I'm going to say.
I've discovered that from doing podcasting. Last year, it really did ruin my life. Try to do podcasts when they're losing 10 in a row. But,
I know, mate. Yeah, you disappeared. You went off grid. You couldn't do it.
It burnt me out because I just kept thinking, I started to feel like a bit of a chump. Like, why am I defending this fucking team? Do you know what I mean? Where there's no positives at all. And, but I just want people to have a bit of patience, man, and just give Caleb a bit of fucking room. And enough of the fucking bullshit stuff about his fingernails and what he does in his private life. That's got nothing to do with us. All that matters is how he plays on the field of the Chicago Bears. So that's that. I want to put that out because that really irks me, some of the comments I've read today. We don't need that shit. It's fucking prejudice and it's bullshit. And there's no room for it. So any other questions?
Crimson says that was the same team that made mid-ass Kirk Cousins and Sam Darnold look good. And that's what I said. We said last week, didn't we, on the preview? They've got a lot of talent.
Last year.
They call Kevin O'Connell's coach of the year. They've got a solid system. They've got consistent coaches that are well developed, a load of talent. They made Sam Darnold look like a fucking world beater. So it took Marthy a while to get settled in. He looked really rattled in that first half, but then Kevin O'Connell did his thing. Coaching matters, you know. They changed the scheme, they changed the system, they got it working, and we got beaten by a team that went 14-3 last year. So
that's right.
You know, it is what it is. It sucks. It really hurts because we're so far in front, and that's why people get so upset. You know, it's like and I get it. I was just as disappointed. I just switched it off, went to fucking bed, and didn't sleep.
Yeah, I did.
So, Matty Patisi, I think we saw this one earlier. Says, "I'm not a guy that bashes Caleb Williams, but if by the bye week you don't see improvement, do you go to phase him?" I think it's a possibility. If things don't improve, I think it will happen because they'll try something. Johnson is not going to let it. It's not Matt Eberflus. He's not going to just let it keep going and hope that it just fixes itself.
Yeah.
He will sort something out. He'll change something. He won't put up with it. So
and I have no issue with that at all. You know, whoever's the best man should be in there. That's how it should be. So
Flea Market Floppy Disk. That's a great username. He says, "Will you guys finally admit Caleb sucks a little bit? I'm so sick of this guy." Again, he should have made those passes. There is no excuses for him missing those open receivers. Absolutely not. That has got to change. So, and is it concerning that it's happening in year 2? 100%. But we are where we are. It's got to work with it.
Of the season, it's one game as well.
Exactly. One game. We've got to see where it goes.
Just got to put things into perspective, people. Sometimes,
But so I get it. Everyone's kind of pissed off, man, and I understand. So,
I am, because it's the first game of the season. Everybody's excited. You know, it's a long wait through the summer to get the NFL back. You know, and we're all excited about Ben Johnson coming over, and we lost. You know, and we lost when we were leading big. But
is that Aldo in the house, the podfather?
Could be. If it is, hello, sir. Well, that's right. Yeah, he said on his presser that he did that just to sort of highlight, suicide prevention, which is quite near to my heart. And I thought, well done, young man. Do you know what I mean? And that shows that he's a human being and he's looking at the bigger picture. But yeah, Aldo, hi, mate. But yeah, anything else you want to mention before we wrap up the show?
No, I think that's it, mate. I think I'm done. I'm ready for my bed. Well, I feel kind of a bit weirdly wired now. So
I do as well. I feel a bit pumped.
As we had no sleep. But I'm all good, mate. It's great to have football back. It sucks that we threw away an 11-point lead, but on to the next. Let's see what happens next week.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it? Huh?
Yeah, what we're going to do, you're still going to follow your team. We're all still going to love the Bears, and let's just sort of turn it around and get a win at Detroit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep the faith, man. It's one game. It's the start of the season. It was Ben Johnson's first time ever as head coach in a regular season game as well, you know what I mean? So, we've got to put the faith in the process and the hires, and let's just see what happens, man. But please, people, enjoy the ride. Don't let it fucking piss you off too much.
At least we're not the Browns.
Exactly. Yeah. Too right, mate. Thank God.
But just want to say a massive, massive thank you to everyone in the chat. Really great show from you guys tonight, joining in, some great comments and stuff, questions. I felt like, I really enjoyed that show, chatting with you guys and you, Chris, of course.
Cheers, mate.
And it was, thanks so much, everyone, for being there, for engaging with us. Matty, for your so many super chats, man.
Yeah, you're drunk and fool.
Thank you so much. We'll see you around on the other pods, and try and enjoy life, guys. Look forward to the next one.
Yeah, I just want to add, thank you everybody in the chat. Matty, I don't know if you're stoned or pissed, but thank you very much for the money. And you make me share the chat because we do bounce off a lot off you, where the show's going. But please, everybody, have positive. Have a little bit of faith, man. It was just one game. But I also want to wish Jason a great honeymoon with his wife Kim. I hope you have a great time. You're going to a beautiful part of the world. And you are going to be missed, mate, because I don't know who I'm going to talk to next week.
I know. Foster or Shorty are going to step in for me because guys, I got married in July. I'm going on my honeymoon next week, so I'm going to miss 3 shows, unfortunately. Bad planning on my part, but I'll be with you all in spirit. I'll send a stat bomb in maybe.
Please do, mate. Please do. And and also as well, Aldo, if you're still there, if you're free around 3 o'clock, I'd love to have you on the show as a guest because you are the man. And also as well, that same goes out to Mr. Shorty. Thank you for the channel. Thank you for letting us come on here. You know, you're one of my best, dearest friends. I love you, mate. And let's just everybody put this game behind us. Let's move on to Detroit and see what happens. So we'll finish the show with a big fat bear down, and I'll see you next week. He'll see you in about a month's time. So 1, 2, 3, bear down.
We are bears. We are bears. We are bears. The British Bears.